I'm Rachel from NINGBO PROCOLOR. In my presentation today, I'm going to talk about essential requirements of plastic colorants. Basically, plastic colorants need to meet three requirements: the types of plastic, the plastic molding process, and the application of plastic products. We have talked about the first requirement on class 1. So now I will move on to the second one, plastic molding process. Then in the second part, I will analyze the application of plastic products. And finally, I will focus on the summary. Okay, let's start by looking at the plastic molding process. The purpose of plastic molding is quite explicit. According to the plastic's original properties, using all possible conditions to make plastic become more valuable products. Plastic molding process mainly include 4 types: extrusion molding, injection molding, calendering, and compression molding. It is a systematic process. Firstly, heating to make the plastic melt. Then through the forming die, plastics cool into a solid state, becomes the final desired shape product. Please look at the graph. We can understand the operation mode clearly. Because of plastic's different application, manufacturers will choose different molding process. Now the table is showing different processing temperature of polyolefin resin. As we can see, for different molding methods, their processing temperature varies greatly. For example, for the second LDPE, when made for house forming, its extrusion temperature needs to reach about 120 to 140 Celsius degree. For brown film forming, it needs in the range of 170 to 205 Celsius degree. When used for cast film, it should arrive as high as 285 to 300 degrees. And when for powder coatings, LDPE need to reach more than 300 degrees. Therefore, when we select colorants, we should pay more attention to their heat resistance. The dispersibility of colorants is different in different plastics molding processes too. The processing technology of spinning, cast film, and communication cable require high dispersibility of colorants, especially for the ultrafine fibers. If the colorant's dispersion is low, the filter screen will be blocked and the wire will be broken, which will affect normal production. The requirement for the dispersibility of colorants in sheet forming process is relatively low. Plastic is widely used in aerospace, medical equipment, petrochemical industry, machinery manufacturing, construction, and other industries. It has hardness of metal, lightness of wood, transparency of glass, corrosion resistance of ceramics, elasticity and toughness of rubber. Plastic products need to meet different requirements in different use conditions, such as artificial lawns, park benches, and curtain shutters, which have to be used outdoors for a long time, need better weather and light fastness. About these products, it is hoped that their color will remain stable in full sunshine conditions for at least 10 years. As household sanitary detergents, it needs colorants to meet the requirements of acid, alkali, and solvent resistance. If it is used in household appliances, the mechanical strength will not be reduced after coloring. If it is used in bottle cap coloring, it needs to have the small effect on product deformation. Otherwise, it will affect the sealing. All plastic products are required normal gradation during using process. In order to meet the requirements of product safety, environmental protection, and health, plastic products, especially toys, chemical fibers, textile, electronic, and electrical products, food containers, and food contact materials must meet the legal requirements of all countries in the world. The most important point is the control of chemical currents in plastic products. In summary, plastic coloring is a systematical engineering. In this system, currents not only give plastics various colors, but also need to be able to withstand various technological conditions in plastic processing and molding. Generally, there are 8 fundamental characteristics of colorants: color performance, heat resistance, light and weather resistance, dispersibility, migration, chemical resistance, shaking and warping, safety and health. Therefore, we need to focus on these characteristics. It needs to achieve the testing standard of colorants on plastics.